Fall is definitely in the air, and there's a battle brewing over fall flavors. It's time for Hot Topics. On today's panel, we have King 5 traffic anchor Shante Suttner, along with our executive producer, Joseph. Good morning, friends.
Hello, how are you?
Oh,
Good
great.
morning.
We have some tasty treats in front of us that are giving apple.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fall is here.
Typically
Yes.
it's pumpkin, but we're doing something different.
Well,
Or is it?
Exactly.
could say.
If you had to pick or choose, are you more of an apple girly or a pumpkin spice girly?
Okay, so since this is a safe space,
Yes,
I'm
it
gonna
is.
let you know I've never had anything pumpkin spice in my life.
Okay, breaking news.
So-
What? How is that even possible?
Oh,
I don't know. So this is gonna be new for me. So I guess I'm an apple person.
Okay.
Maybe.
oh
Wow.
my God. Yeah, so on the table we have caramel apple corn, so feel free to taste that.
that is-
Okay.
Apple pretzels, which I feel like
Oh,
that's
man,
an
my-
interesting development, and cheesecake apple sandwiches.
Aren't they cute?
Yeah, and then, and we have a spiced ginger
I don't know how I feel
apple
about that.
seltzer water. I'm gonna open that because that could be like taking a shot of apple cider vinegar
I'm-
in the morning, which I'm about.
Yeah, but I mean,
Oh,
you know, you
I'm
see,
not about that.
you see
Really?
pumpkin all over the place. This is all at QFC right now, so they're obviously feeling the apple flavors.
Okay. You know,
I'm
I
more of a
like
pumpkin spice.
I like apples, but with nothing to compare it to, it's like, let's see. I'm nervous about this, though. I don't know.
It's just very mild.
I
It's
still
nice,
can't get over
bubbly
that.
water.
You've never had a pumpkin spice
Well,
latte in your life? That just
You know,
that
I
doesn't.
don't drink coffee.
Oh.
So that kind of, cuts
Okay.
all that out. I don't have
Okay.
a reason to.
Have you been to a pumpkin patch?
I have. When I first got here, we went on a morning show field trip to the pumpkin patch.
you've never
because
been to
it was
one
my
until-
first trip to the pumpkin
Oh.
patch. I don't have anything against pumpkins, though, for all you pumpkin lovers. I don't have anything against pumpkins.
Is that just like a Northwest thing, pumpkins?
Maybe that
I
might
feel like
don't-
every year it's like grab your sweater or your flannel and get out to a pumpkin patch.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
But I guess in South Carolina it's probably 85 degrees
Oh, sure.
at the pumpkin. It doesn't give the same vibe. But
Right.
there are pumpkin patches in
Down there.
Down there. I hadn't
Okay.
been.
Yeah.
Well,
All right, here's to nothing. Let's see.
that was very good. And while you're drinking that, we're gonna switch and not becoming a fan of that. Okay?
Maybe not for you.
Not impressed. You're gonna be impressed by this next one, okay? We're gonna switch to music news. The Hollywood Reporter expects Beyonce's, I know you're a huge fan, Cowboy Carter to be nominated for Best Country Album at the Grammys. Yet Beyonce got 0 nominations at the Country Music Awards. And she was also snubbed at the People's Choice Awards. I think she was nominated for 17 there and
Goodness.
nothing.
Well, at least she was nominated.
True.
That's
Yeah.
the first step.
Being nominated, you're a winner. That's what my dad always says. If you're,
Okay.
even if you're nominated,
Participation trophies.
I'm not sure about
you're
that, but
still a winner.
Okay, it's better than not being nominated. So you are kind of winner adjacent somewhere in there.
Put that on your profile. I am winner adjacent.
yeah, I saw Dolly Parton, because she commented on Beyonce not being nominated for a Country Music Award, that perhaps she just gave us this special album. She's not really doing the genre full time. It's just kind of like a specialty album. So maybe that's the
Oh.
difference. But I don't know. I was trying to think, like, what if one of our other favorite pop stars, like, say, if Lady Gaga did like a full country album, would she be treated differently? I don't know.
I mean,
Gosh.
probably. And when you think about it, okay, this doesn't have to do with the CMAs, but that's where all this started, right? Well, Post Malone also kind of dabbled in country, and he's nominated. Do you hear Post
exactly.
Malone and think, whew, country?
That's country, yeah.
So I think it probably starts back to the backlash of how this all started, which was back when the Daddy's Lessons, that was the Lemonade album, and she said she went to the CMAs and she didn't feel welcome, which is what led her to create this country music album. Now, I can't say if they're still holding on to all that. I don't know. Only God knows, but
God and Beyonce.
hey, we'll see. But at Grammys, that's still good. I
that's
don't know
amazing,
if she'll
yeah.
win.
You don't know.
Going up
Okay.
against Casey Musgraves,
Right.
like real
Yeah.
country artists.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm curious if it will be just the country album or the best album.
I know.
You know, so,
And she hasn't won Best Album
which
yet.
is, I think,
No.
also.
To win
Interesting.
Best Country Album then as her first, that would be.
Well, she's won a
Pretty
Grammy
big.
before.
Right,
just
she's
not
yeah, no,
the most
totally.
nominated
She's the most,
Grammy
yes,
artist, but
yes.
just has never won
the
Best
Best Country
Yes.
Album.
And
too, specifically.
I don't know that Cowboy Carter is going to get best album of the year, but crazier things have happened at the Grammys.
I'm so curious, because she's releasing 3 albums. The first one was Dance Electronic, This Is Country. I cannot wait to see what she does for the third one.
Said rock.
Rock.
That's what people are saying.
I'm here for it.
She's in every genre.
I
You gotta love it.
Love Beyonce.
Okay. You might love this next person as
yes,
well.
I do.
Ina Garten's new memoir, Be Ready When the Luck Happens, is out this week, and it's actually shocking readers that her husband Jeffrey and her once discussed that they were actually going to take a break. There's a lot there in the book as well about her childhood. She had a very difficult upbringing.
With her dad.
Yeah, her dad was physically abusive. So a lot of big developments in that book, and you are a huge fan.
Oh my gosh, I love Ina Garten. Who doesn't, though?
I know.
She's so lovely, and I was stunned when I saw that about her and Jeffrey, because she always makes Jeffrey the chicken on Friday and everything, but the reason that they took the break was because she didn't like the gender roles that were so, like kind of stereotyped in their relationship. So I thought that was really cool that she was like, yeah, I didn't like that, so we stopped that and changed, and then got back together.
But I love this. I love when such a huge person is not afraid to say, hey, I'm just like everyone else. Couples go through things. That's just, a part of it. Marriages are a lot of work. So I just love the vulnerability. I do not like when people come out with memoirs and it's almost like you're picking and choosing. We want to see it all, the good, the bad,
the ugly.
and
You
everything
need the
in
peaks
between.
and valleys to be able to relate. And they had known each other and got together since she was 16 or 15.
Okay,
So it's like, I think that was an interesting development, that their whole relationship growing together, they've been through
And
it.
she worked at the White House before, just
I
like
know,
such a
she's the
turn.
coolest.
I think she's so
That's
cool.
definitely one that I want to read.
Yeah.
So we're going to switch to sports news.
Okay,
sports
here we go.
ball, you guys. Big sports news. Gonzaga is joining the Pac-12. How are we feeling about this as we're rebuilding the conference for Pac-12? I think this is a huge win.
Go Zags. Because I'm a Zag. I think UW basketball probably is glad they're not in the Pac-12 anymore. I'm just going to say that.
Shots fired.
Yes.
We like it.
Yeah, but I think that's great for Gonzaga. They're kind of going into a bigger conference, I guess. And now that the Pac-12 is going away from football, more focusing on basketball, I think is kind of what I read. So
And
I don't know.
when you think about everything that happened with the Pac-12 and the Big Ten with
Everyone kind of
and trying to get enough
leaving.
people in the conference, I still want there to be a Pac-12. So I'm happy to see that these teams are joining. I think they still need
they need 8 total.
They need more schools, but it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
And if you're a Coug, this is also good news for you. More people come into the conference, and hey. But do you want to see Gonzaga coming into your conference if you're a basketball school?
Wow.
No,
I don't think so.
9 consecutive seasons they've been in the Sweet 16. So
They still haven't won the championship yet.
That
I know.
So
but
come on, Zags.
This could be the year.
Every year I was picking them all the way, because I was like, man, I'm new here. I got to pick Gonzaga. And they did disappoint me kind of when it mattered the most. But I'm still going to stick with them.
I know. I'm going to stick with them too. March Madness, you have to.
And
Why
also,
not?
it's a lot about money. They picked the Pac-12 because they'll get more money from the NCAA tournament or whatever at the end.
Yes.
So that's also good for them.
Yeah,
Right,
when
and
it comes
Gonzaga doesn't have a football team, so technically they still need more to join the conference
We
to
were trying
get.
to figure out if any Jesuit schools have football teams in our office yesterday. I don't know if we found the answer, but
Okay.
Maybe now's the time to start a football team.
There
There's
you
a lot
go.
of people with a lot of NIL money. If you have the money, you can get the players. So, hey, I'm just saying. Anybody
Bring it to
If y'all
Spokane.
need a sports marketing person, give me a call.
Okay, you guys, we could talk about that forever, but this next one, I'm really interested in your thoughts. A pilot bought pizza for 150 passengers after there was an emergency landing in New Mexico, and there was then a 7-hour layover. Here's some photos showing the pilot. He bought something like 30 plus pizzas, put everyone in a nice line, I heard, by seats.
that is so nice.
Right?
I love it.
I'm sorry, flying is just not really fun in general. And
No.
then to be stuck in the middle of your route for 7 hours.
Right. And it was out of everyone's control. There was a medical emergency, and so luckily they were able to land. But I think that's such a gracious, offer from the pilot to just do something simple like a pizza party and just thank and appreciate your passengers.
So true. And he did not have to do that. When you think about it, I read the article. The airline gave them the food voucher, but that was after they had already been there for several hours. So for this pilot to go above and beyond, kudos to
I
him.
know.
Have y'all ever been diverted on a plane before?
Woo.
I ended up in Nebraska once because there was a tornado at Denver, so they had to have us land.
Was that your first time in Nebraska as well?
First and only so far. So it was scary though. I mean,
Oh yeah.
One time
I've circled a lot
that's what I was going to say.
before.
I've done that, and so much so that eventually they were like, okay, if this storm doesn't move, we're going to land, and I'm crossing my fingers, please, please, please. But it all worked out. But when it's something like a medical emergency, you're just thankful that they had medical professionals on the plane. They were able to land safely, and everybody eventually made it to Houston. So
there you go, with pizza, full stomachs. I feel like everyone's talking about Deng.
Yes.
And
the pygmy hippo.
Yes, so cute. But did you see SNL's spoof of Deng and Chapel Roan? Some people thought this went too far.
So it's kind of merging two ladies who are real popular right now.
Yes.
Deng, the little hippo, and Chapel Roan, who's a really popular music singer right now.
Yes.
And Chapel, recently came under fire because she said, "Hey fans, like stop touching me, stop asking me for pictures all the time, like give me space and privacy." So SNL thought it would be funny to pretend to make the hippo have that same attitude since she's so popular. Like, stop taking pictures of me, stop, And some people said, like, hey, it's not cool to make fun of Chapel Roan, who's having a serious moment of like,
these are my boundaries, yes.
Like, you don't like to see women who have strong boundaries. Well, obviously we do like to see women who have strong boundaries. And yes, SNL is a funny show, so I don't know how I feel about that. It's kind of, I'm a little about Bo and Yang. I think it's just so funny though.
I know. I guess when you explain it that way, I didn't know. I was like thinking, okay, when I was watching it, like, what is the correlation? But of course, we all want women to be able to speak their mind and have strong boundaries, and people to listen to that. So.
Yeah, for sure. I see both sides of this. I definitely like Chapel Roan, a newer artist, so of course that's a lot to just be tossed into the spotlight. It seemed like she blew up overnight, so I imagine that is a lot of pressure. So she's
only 25.
Is allowed to have those boundaries.
Or something like that.
Wow.
One thing that comes with being a public figure is you open yourself up to anybody being able to say anything.
Yep.
And just like, we have a job. Everybody has a job. And for SNL, that's their job to go up there. And comedy, I think lately, you have to tread really lightly, but it's supposed to be... It's not supposed to make everybody happy. You're just supposed to say what you want to say and
it did make me laugh.
So
I know. It did. But there was some. If you haven't seen the whole thing, you should watch it because there's some moments with the hose that are. Yeah, I was laughing out loud. It was funny.
Well, and like when Bone did like the iceberg, remember that when he was.
Yes.
That was just funny. Anyways.
Yes.
So
I know. Well, I like that you were able to explain it that way.
Yes.
Something that also might be kind of scary for me talking about is the Seattle dating scene.
Oh boy.
Season 7 of Love is Blind is coming to Netflix. So speaking of singles and dating,
looking for love,
how do y'all think that Seattle, the dating scene here, is doing?
Well, from the people I know who are in the dating, in the scene, it's not going well for most of the people that I know. I don't know why. It seems like there's a lot of different issues with this. Some people feel like there's not enough single people here. A lot of people feel like there's not a lot of people who are looking for commitment and seriously want to be with someone. So I think it's a lot of layers to that. But I think when you open yourself up and you don't put like such a hard list on things, you'll find love wherever somewhere.
Kelly?
Yes, I like this. Keep going with the advice.
Like you just have to be open. I think. I think a lot of times
just be you, be authentic.
No, that's that too. But I think a lot of times you have like people have lists. Like you got to be this tall, you got to make this much, you have
6'5",
and when you do all that, okay, how many men are really 5'6", 6'9"? Blue eyes.
Right.
Having a little trust. Having a little saying goes, how many people are there? You limit yourself. That's all I'm saying.
And I also feel like love just kind of hits you when you're not expecting it, right?
Yeah, that's what they say. But I think those dating apps are hard because you're always looking for maybe the next best thing. For some people, there's too many options. So you're like, oh, okay, I like this person, but what else is out there? I've had a lot of friends complain that they feel like men, you don't want to just say men, but both people, like, females and men can maybe think, okay, this is great, but I'm going to stay on these apps and just see if the grass is greener maybe over here.
That is true.
Well, and just the Seattle freeze to add on top of all that.
Oh, I know.
That is,
So.
It's hard, but what I'll say is don't give up.
Love that.
Don't give up. Keep going. Hey.
Who knows? You could be invited to, the Seattle Netflix version of Love Is Blind. I'd be into that. You know,
call her.
Yeah.
Don't
call me.
Yeah.
Okay, you're really passionate about this next topic, which I want to make sure we get to. The Port of Seattle has announced Chili's will be one of 11 new restaurants set to open in SeaTac's Sea Concourse. You're gonna hate me, Shante. I've never been to Chili's.
Oh, well, girl, let me tell you, of course, I'm from the South. There's tons of Chili's. My feelings are, I am happy that a Chili's is now going to be in Western Washington. I don't know that I'm going to be there because, for one, Chili's is supposed to be for balling on a budget, in my opinion.
Oh, yes.
You know, so
Yes.
you go there, you can get, they used to have $5 margaritas. I don't know if they still do, you know, inflation. They're probably like $8 now. But I'm just saying, you're supposed to be able to take $20 and really push it at Chili's. At the airport, it's probably going to be like 30% more.
We'll have to see.
So I don't know, is it really still the same? If I'm going to pay $50 for Chili's, I might go
somewhere
else with my $50.
Yes.
But I'm happy for the people, for sure.
I mean, the menu looks right up my alley. Like, I eat like a 12-year-old boy, so I think
you would
that
love it.
be
They have the
delicious.
little poppers.
Yeah.
They have,
It feels like an Applebee's, but elevated. Is that true?
they might be around the same level.
Yes.
But it's just a newer thing. So, of course, but I used to kill the 2 for $20 at Applebee's in the late night happy hour. So I don't have anything against Applebee's either. But we are going to go to Chili's. Maybe we can.
Date night.
I don't know if we're flying or where we're going, but maybe we can sneak into the Sea Concourse somehow and take you
we'll
to
do
Chili's.
a story there.
Or we'll go to Gonzaga because there's one in Spokane.
There
I think.
is, yes. Real quick.
Yeah.
Yesterday, someone in my life did not know we were talking about this. So deadpan was like, I just want to go and get my triple dipper for $10.99 in peace, not at the airport.
Right, and it's not going to be $10.99 at the
Yeah.
airport.
No,
It's gonna be-
$30.99.
Yeah. So people are excited.
Yeah, clearly.
Look, we're happy for them.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much to you both for spending time with us and all of you for spending time with us today. You can check our website for more of our content, and you can always send us an email to share your thoughts. So don't forget to enjoy your new day, and we'll see you next time.